Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage Jewelry. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and tarot and my intuition to communicate energies to you, the viewer. Today we have 3 piles to choose from. We'll be taking a look at what still needs to be healed and advice from spirit in regards to yourself. Okay, so take a look at these 3 piles. Feel free to pause the video, and if you're drawn to more than one pile, that is absolutely okay. Just means there's multiple messages, most likely in all 3 piles. They can resonate, but just take the messages that do resonate for you. I pre-shuffled these oracle cards just to save time, and this is what spirit wants to communicate to you in regards to your healing, or what it is that you are still needing to heal. Currently, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you stumble across this video or click on the video, the message was meant to find you, and I will see you at your timestamp. Hello, my beautiful. Pile number 1, if you picked this pile right here with this heartstone, then pile number 1, this is your reading. Now, we ask spirits for what it is that you are needing to heal, are currently healing, and still need to heal in your journey. Okay, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this video, the message was meant to find you. So we have Ash. We have shielding, protecting, and grounding with the number 4. I don't know if all of these cards are going to fit, but I will do my best to get them all here. We have passion with the soul, number 14, or the number 5. Wow, look at this card. Very cool. We have Alcyone with the number 9. Ecopius the seer, visionary. I chart the stars, signs, and symbols to craft magic. Wow, beautiful. Visionary, and then we have this eye here. Okay, that's very interesting. We have eyes on this ash tree as well. Okay, transformation with the 4-4 ratio. It says battle of head versus heart. Put that right there. We have soul radiance with the Phoenix King. I was going to say Phoenix King. Phoenix Rising, number 53. Or the number 8. Interesting. All right, number 47 with Go the Distance. Or the number 11. Let's put that there. Show me right there. And we have service. And we have turkey spirit with give with gratitude and grace, number 61, or the number 7. Number 22 with Mars and motion. Number 19, freedom, or the number 10. And we have number 12 with the angel. I have faith in my ability to help myself and others. Okay, so I heard from spirits that you're in the middle of seeing things differently from how you might have seen things in the past. Okay, things that were deeply rooted into the fundamentals of who you are, the values you held for a really long time. And these are beliefs, values that served you, that made sense, that gave you structure, that you held on to for a really long time. And you're in a situation right now where you're being asked by your journey to go down a path that maybe feels as though you might be compromising your belief or your value or a system or structure or way of being that you've held on to. And I think at first, maybe your first reaction was to obviously dismiss or not follow up on this. Okay, could be different for a lot of you guys, but I feel like your heart and your head are saying two different things regarding a situation. And I feel like the dreams, downloads, symbols, and synchronicities from the universe are getting louder and louder. And I feel like there is a knowing you have in regards to what your heart wants and how you're supposed to, maybe not how, but there's a desire here in feeling like you want to chase up your passion and you want to work towards silencing, I guess, what your heart is trying to call out for. Okay, and I feel like there is you're in a position where if you maintain how you would have typically maintained in the past, you could put yourself in a position where you might be shutting people out or having to move away from a situation in which brings you a lot of happiness. And I feel like you're trying to see things differently than you have in the past. Now, this value system or this belief or this past structure or value is something that you've always honored and protected, and you don't want to sell yourself out, or at least you feel as though if you were to move towards something that is passionately calling you, you could potentially be moving towards something that you'll feel might restrict you in some sort of way. Okay, and I feel like you want to please other people, or at least you have this idea of the right thing to please everyone or to do something that you feel is the right thing to do, but it contradicts how you're really feeling inside about a situation that is motivating you to act or do something that you feel or at least at some point you were torn about. I feel like you are slowly moving towards the direction of following your heart. I feel like there's been a re-examination. Okay, I feel like you've examined this belief of yourself, and you're trying to build yourself up in a way that is not completely throwing away your values or maybe what your belief was around this idea of having to stick to something through and through, regardless if it contradicts what your heart is trying to push you towards. And so you're working on building yourself up, and you're working on trying to keep peace and listen to the higher truths that you're being led to do. But I feel like maybe initially some way of you being might have shut out a possibility or potential or an opportunity here that you're feeling like maybe it's too late, or now in hindsight you can see maybe how there could have been some room to work with ideas to not be so fixed and not be so set and unmovable and unbreakable in your way of seeing things. I feel like you're really committed to this solution, or this not solution, to sticking to finding a solution in order to stick to this desire that you have that's shifted your perception of something that you might have seen differently in the past. And I feel like for some time maybe you were frozen in acting, and you've really been focusing on rebuilding yourself. In fact, you're kind of questioning with this specific area of your life that potentially might have given you a sense of freedom or a sense of self. I feel like you're really asking yourself the tough questions around that. And I feel like you're still kind of frozen. I feel like you're unable to move. I feel like you're frozen, but I feel like you have a desire to commit yourself to following through on something here. Okay. But you're working on healing yourself from trying to really get a good, clear understanding of why it was that maybe you believed or hung on to something that that you were either trained to believe to be true, or told yourself that you believed it to be true. But it's kind of like, if you were to let go of this, then, or at least move towards something, it would contradict maybe what you've felt all along, or what you've told yourself you were. So it's almost like it's intertwined into your identity, or your ego, or yourself, or what values you've been really adhering to. So, but I feel like you are transforming, or trying to find a way, but I feel like you're still really frozen, and I feel like there is pain in maybe the way you potentially initially had managed a situation, or went about managing something, because you were acting in your and what you believe to be right and what you believe to be true. But now you're questioning whether you were seeing things from a perspective of real truth, or if you, because I feel like your heart and your desire and your ability to have a knowing that this situation calls for you to follow up on, you couldn't really silence that. And I feel like as you became more questioning yourself, it became more apparent that maybe this is something that you definitely don't want to lose out on or sacrifice for yourself. Okay. Really interesting. Let's pull some tarot so we can see what more this is about. Okay. So we know you're transforming. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you still feel a little bit like you're frozen, but you want to move forward, and you want to take this kind of to the end. And maybe there's some fear in letting go of some of these ways of thought, because it could feel as though maybe you are abandoning some part of yourself, but at the same time, I feel like there's this duality in wanting to protect yourself and stay true to self. And then there's also the sense of wanting to do the right thing, and that you feel like maybe there's something that's owed to others around you, or an obligation to fulfill something that you feel is the right thing to do in your heart and your passion and desires. Okay, so Spirit, what do we have here? We have the King of Swords. Okay, this is interesting because we have battle of head versus heart. The King of Swords is one that is very much mind over heart, very logical, and sometimes stops himself from matters of the heart because he is so much in his mind and logical thought that prevents him from following heart matters, or from being one that would chase up what the heart is kind of trying to call out to him. Okay, we have the World. Yeah, I feel like this way of you being has been something that's been really deep rooted from you for a really, really, really long time, potentially since you could even remember. Maybe it was instilled from past lives even, but I feel for a lot of you guys, I think it's from this lifetime, from childhood, some way of being or some way of thinking, and it's really ingrained in who you are. But I feel like you are kind of trying to work on closing out this cycle or this way of belief that's really tied into having this logical mind, and now it is more around an area that maybe is a little bit uncomfortable for you to step out of, especially because I feel like there's this sense of maybe losing your freedom, or your, it's really tied into your freedom here and how you're supposed to move forward. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, this talks about moving away from something that is no longer providing you with emotional fulfillment. Okay, so I feel like potentially in the past, maybe there was a way of engaging yourself in things that might have brought you fulfillment, and you are now wanting to move towards something that is going to bring you deep emotional satisfaction in your heart's desire, and listen to your calling and your passion in your heart. And it's contradicting you to step outside of a way of being that maybe doesn't make a whole lot of sense logically to you, that might go against maybe what you feel you've held on to be free, or what you've held on to move about freely. And I do feel like this impacts maybe ability to help myself and help others. I feel like this does involve other people, so you don't want to be bound to a situation which, if you move forward, in a way that you're not quite sure, you might disappoint other individuals, or feel like you'd be obligated or have to see this through completely to the end, not really knowing how it's supposed to go or how you're supposed to navigate, because you're no longer using logic. You're supposed to be, or you feel you're supposed to be, more navigating with heart and more navigating with feeling. And this is kind of outside of your comfort zone. Okay, what you don't typically navigate out of feeling. Let's see if we see some more here, Spirit. Is there anything more we can help pile number one with in regards to this? What they're healing, what they're working on healing. Thank you so much, Spirit. Clear and concise message. And thank you so much, pile number one, for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy. All right, so I'm feeling this one here. So we have the Fool. Beautiful. Wow. else do we have, spirits? This one. Wow, the Wheel of Fortune. And one more. The Ten of Swords. Okay, wow, also a wheel. Okay, so you guys, this Fool talks about taking a leap of faith. So I feel like some of you guys might even feel foolish and completely out of your element, okay, with this Fool. This is somebody who is like a child in learning something for the very first time. And will they make mistakes? Absolutely. But they're willing to take a risk and jump forward into what is unknown in order to gain. And I feel like some of you guys might feel as though you might get stuck in a cycle that will end something very painfully for you. So I really feel like this could involve you thinking maybe there's a sense of freedom that will be put to an end here. If you move forward in the direction of taking a leap of faith, okay? And I do feel like it involves having to follow something through to the end, involving other people, or then you'd kind of be left holding a responsibility that is very heavy. And I do feel like what Spirit is saying here, though, with this Wheel of Fortune, that I feel like you are definitely fated and destined to learn this lesson of taking a leap of faith, okay, and follow your heart's calling. And I feel like the whole point of this Fool card is, yeah, you might be kind of blind as to what's going to come next and what's going to happen, but you're kind of learning to trust the universe and learning to trust where it leads you. And it could very well end in a painful ending of something, but where there's an ending, there's always a new beginning, okay? And the Fool card comes after the end of something, so there's always this cycle in life that Spirit is saying, you know, where one thing ends, one thing begins. Both of these cards are 10, so it does talk about an ending here, okay? So I feel like you'd probably feel as though you'd have to put an ending to something. Now, what I really want to read is this Ash card to see in the book what it says, because I'm really drawn to that. So this was giving me kind of, yeah, like your deep-rooted way of you seeing things maybe in the past. Ash, okay, so I'm just going to find that. Oh, here it is. Okay, so what do we have for Ash? We have, in Norse mythology, Yggdrasil, the world tree that contains all of the known 9 worlds, is said to be an ash tree. Its roots are nestled in the underworld. Its branches touch the heavens, and its trunk connects everything together. In one of his most famous myths, Odin sacrificed himself by hanging from the world tree in order to gain the wisdom of the runes and the other secrets. Ashwood is exceptionally strong and durable, and it is said to be able to bear more weight than any other wood. All of these stories combine to give ash the symbolism of connection, knowledge, insight, and durability and longevity. Messages: you're allowing yourself to be distracted by minor differences instead of recognizing the greater similarities. Identify what's really, truly important and worthy of your attention. Be careful about focusing too much on one thing. Step back from the situation or assume another position until you can see everything: roots, trunk, and branches. You'll achieve a new insight. It's time to negotiate and make some sacrifices. You will succeed, but not without giving something in return. Wow, totally what I was feeling here. Okay, so there is a fear about something having to end and having to step forward. I feel like you guys have spent a lot of time in your mind about this, and maybe looking, like it said, looking at the roots and seeing it from another perspective. I feel like a lot of you guys have already come to the conclusion that you do want to move forward, but I think now it's more of how do I move forward, and knowing that there is potentially this sacrifice, risk of something that maybe you felt gave you protection and shielding from yourself. And talking about the need to see clearly, right? So maybe we were seeing something from the perspective of what was not going to work, or what was different and challenging, which might be very minuscule compared to the power of what's to be gained and following heart. And the Phoenix rising, I feel like that is you giving birth to yourself in a way that allows you a different type of freedom that you potentially, what I'm getting from spirit is maybe potentially what you hung on to as a sense of freedom was actually really restricting in a way, because it was not allowing you to follow passions in your heart in a way that reconstructing and seeing things differently is allowing you for this new sense of freedom. And I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of now navigating through this, which is allowing you to rebirth yourself. I feel like you're really dedicated and committed to a solution, or to see something through here. You're just kind of stuck in how do you then move forward. And I mean, the Fool is one very simple card where it's just taking a step, taking a leap of faith, jumping forward, not knowing exactly what the future holds, but not throwing out the baby with the bathwater when it comes to what couldn't work, or what might be the issue, or something that seems like it would be a big issue, but neglecting what is the bigger blessing here. So let's take a card of gratitude here and see if we could get more advice here from Spirit as to how you're supposed to be navigating. Spirit, thank you so much for the beautiful message. Okay, we'll take this bottom one. And we have vacation with 44. Ooh, 44 is also the number 8. And 8 is infinity. Okay, and infinity means an infinite amount of potential. I feel like your opportunity is allowing you for an infinite amount of potential. Also with vacation, I'm getting you having to, okay, I'm getting advice here from Spirit as to maybe how to navigate. So, you know, when you go on vacation, you allow yourself to kind of release anything that maybe you would normally have to manage in your day-to-day life, and you're able to know that you could come back to, you know, your life once you're done your vacation and you're able to unwind. So Spirit is suggesting maybe to enter this period carefree, like you were to go in a vacation, okay, to allow yourself to not have to analyze and plan and focus on areas that might need to control, even though this is talking about your life, okay, and making this decision. But if you treat it more like a vacation, you might find out once you're there that this is a place that is really enjoyable and you never want to leave, and you probably won't have to leave because this is your life and you've already made that jump. But you won't know whether you enjoy it or not unless you go step forward, and just know that you can always, things change. You can always come back from a vacation if it weren't right for you. So I feel like you're maybe trying to plan something that you don't want to disappoint other people. And maybe if you step forward and then you feel like maybe you would be forever stuck in Mexico or whatever, right? But Spirit is saying, like, just take it as something that you're experiencing, okay, without having to plan so detailed, and allow the universe to kind of iron out all of the details when it comes to this journey or this trip that you're on. Okay, because maybe you're trying to see where it would go or how it would impact things later instead of just enjoying yourself on this trip. Okay, and I'm also feeling like more butterflies here, and this butterfly's on a fish. It's almost like, yeah, illogical, right? Like, fish don't have wings. So it's almost like you're trying to transform, but you feel like a fish out of water. Like it just feels like you're trying to transform yourself into something that maybe you can't because it doesn't feel like it makes sense, or you feel out of place. And Spirit is saying, like, it's fine. Like, when you're on vacation, like, you can wear socks and sandals, right? Like, you can just go and be your natural self and things would work out fine. In fact, look how magical this ride is here, okay? And it's funny because the peacock eyes here talk about protection. So I feel like there's eyes everywhere, like even in this ash tree. I feel like you're highly protected by Spirit, okay, and things working out to your favor. And I feel like you're really being guided. Yeah, by a source that is able to navigate you in the right direction. Okay, and I think you can certainly enjoy this part, and kind of see it as a life experience journey. Okay, I don't know if that helps. I hope that helped, but that's what was coming through from Spirit for you guys. I absolutely love peacocks here too. Very beautiful. All right, so maybe something also to do with a little bit of pride. Okay, maybe you have a little bit of pride here that is in its last little bit that maybe you're trying to hang on to or control in some way, where yeah, when you're on vacation, I mean, you don't really need pride. You just need to kick back and relax. So maybe you're trying to act a little bit here out of pride, where there might not need to be pride, because pride is not needed when it comes to a deep soul passion calling and building yourself up from chasing something up that feels right for you in your heart and your soul. Okay, regardless of how other people might might react to this. All right, so yeah, beautiful reading, pile number 1. If you're drawn to another pile, I will check you out there. See you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. If you pick this stone heart right here, then pile number 2, this is your beautiful reading. So I pre-picked the oracle cards and not looked at them. And we're going to take a look at the healing you are doing right now, what still needs to be healed, and what Spirit wants to communicate to you in regards to your healing of self right now. Okay, and see if there's any guidance or more information in regards to what this looks like. So we have burial ground. Where should I put that? Right there. All right. And we have manifesting the future with the number 27 or the number 9. We have fecundancy with rain, the number 35 or the number 8. We have Selanio with the number 21, the enchanter dream. I wish upon a star and my dreams come true. So you have this intuition card here, and it says the fighters with the number 27 or the number 9. Affirmation: I fight my resistance to accepting the dualities of life. All right, and we have 51 with upheaval or the number 6. Okay, and then we have courage, strength, fierceness, and family with the number 2. Look at this most beautiful card. Amazing. Wow, beautiful. All right, so we have 7-7 ratio with the king, divine masculine. Beautiful. And we have the card 26 here with happy, happy. We have trine sextile with symbiosis, number 52. And the number 7, okay. And we have Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation, the number 6. And we also have Balance. Okay, pile, I can probably move this over here. Okay, pile number 2. I feel like you are torn right now between maybe what you are trying to build for yourself and work for yourself in a way of planting seeds that are going to be fruitful for you in regards to an area of your life that you feel that you want for yourself, that you want to go after. But it feels as though you are challenged right now in a situation where maybe things that could be going against where it is that you're trying to nurture, or you're trying to invest, or you're trying to focus on. This is an area that you feel really close to your heart, okay? You're really wanting to protect a space or an idea of yours that you want to chase up on, but it seems to me like there is a part of your life right now that is either contradicting or enabling you to even be able to protect or plant or nurture or slowly nurture this seed of hope or this idea or this dream, this vision. And you're kind of feeling as though you're having to choose between investing in this because, one, it seems like it's going to take a very long time. And I feel like for some of you guys, maybe you've attempted this over and over and over and over again, and it's always been sabotaged in some way or another by either someone else or life or something happening in which you thought things would work out and then it didn't, and then you were kind of feeling as though you just didn't want to have to restart, replant, begin this whole journey from scratch again. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're not sure if it's something that like, are you doing something wrong? Is this something that you're not supposed to want for yourself? Like, you do feel really drawn to moving towards this, whatever this is, that you feel is going to bring you happiness. And it's a desire that you've been wanting for yourself for a while, or at least you want to start building this up again. I feel like it's been a long period of time, maybe since the last time you actually looked at this seriously, because maybe it was sabotaged or something had happened where it kind of ruined your dream or your desire to chase up on something. And I feel like you've had many attempts, or at least you feel as though you tried in certain ways that didn't bear any fruit. So you're trying to find a way of how you're supposed to go about this in a way that is protecting how you go about planning this for the future without it throwing everything off, and without you maybe having to sacrifice another part of yourself or another like there's part of you that feels like if you start to invest or if you go and plant this, then another part of you might have to change drastically in a way. So you're trying to figure out the best way for you to lay the groundwork, and it's asking you to be with the strength, fierceness, family, and strength. I feel like you have this ability to always come out of these situations in which other people would have just maybe given up on with this strength and this determination. Okay, I feel like her eyes look exactly like this lady's eyes and like his eyes. Like there's this focus, there's this determination on this goal. There's like not taking your eyes off the prize, but I feel like you've tried many times over, and you know that this is like your happy thing, your happy place. Bring your truest form of love for yourself for the future, but it never seems to get past this point of a seedling, or past a, feels almost like a dream, but how do you begin and how do you keep nurturing it in order to, get it to keep growing till you get to where you need to go? I feel like you've never really had a chance to get to that point where this your manifestation ever gains roots or ground enough for you to gain momentum to chase up on and build upon, because yeah, you're just kind of always having to start from scratch, or something happens in which all the work that you've invested kind of gets taken down. Or I am interested in reading about this trine sextile with symbiosis, just to see what we see. So give me a second. So I am being drawn to this card. Okay. So that is number 52. And it says trine and sextile symbiosis. Trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up, cheering one another on, and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by two planets 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, 120 degrees apart. A sextile is half of that, 60 degrees apart. Trine planets operate from the same element, fire, earth, air, or water, and speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity, but in different modalities, cardinal, fixed, or mutable. They operate like supportive, non-competitive best buds. Action. Lean into what is easy and comfortable and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have compatible and complementary ideas or skills to yours. Work with your allies. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and through doing what you love. Look for a person who holds a missing piece of the project and bring them in. Find those whose work you approve and invest in them. Engage family members and friends who really understand you. Explore what you have in common with a beloved and focus on that rather than on your differences, and build out from there. Wander in a favorite landscape and learn from what you find there. Play your favorite music, but on a new instrument. Bring your attention to where the energy flows easily, where support can be found, where enthusiasm exists. Grow organically. When life is hard, a dinner with friends where you can laugh, relax, and let down your guard can be great medicine. What a balm to talk over problems with someone who understands your worldview and to whom you don't need to explain yourself. Moments of ease can prepare us for the bigger challenges ahead. Challenge. The path of least resistance can be both delight and limiting. Don't get stuck in a comfortable rut. Gift. Lift one another up. Grow the comfort of compatible aspects. The comfort of compatible aspects can help us build up the resources needed to do the hard work and face the tough stuff. Wow. Okay, that was like pretty much all of these cards in one, right? With all these seedlings and the challenges, and maybe your support system here, like I said, is one that seems to always turn your ideas on its head. And it's like you are surrounded by an environment that isn't allowing you to lay a solid foundation in towards building this up and manifesting this. I feel like you are determined, and maybe there are people right now that don't have the same vision and aren't as supportive of where you want to go. So it's causing this feeling of duality and when the going gets tough, things kind of flip on its head, which then you got to sacrifice a piece of your happiness because other people might have not have been as supportive or encouraging. But I feel here with the stuck in a rut, don't get stuck in a rut, or at least trying to grow out of that. I feel like for a lot of you guys, because you've tried and tried something over and over and over again, where maybe you've been let down and things didn't work out, I still feel like there's a dedication here, but maybe what you're trying to heal right now is needs to be shifted, because I feel like what Spirit is saying is you've been kind of almost doing the same things, doing things, but in the same environment and the same mindset that's yielding the same type of results. For example, if you love to get creative on a project where you love to sing or paint or whatever it may be, you might be painting different things and trying to like tweak what it is that you're doing and go to different agencies to see, who might like your stuff, but you're always around people who talk crap about your art, or who don't like your music, or who aren't encouraging you to keep at something. So I feel like you keep kind of tweaking what it is that you enjoy and tweaking parts of that, rather than maybe taking a look at keeping that consistent. Okay, so if you like whatever genre of music and that's what you sing, maintaining that, and now taking a look at who are these people who are encouraging you, who might be helping, not hindering, who are giving you creative ideas in order to make you more solid in your convictions and your beliefs, rather than you having to always bend your beliefs and restart from the ground up in a different way because maybe somebody said it sucked, or maybe they said, well, instead of drawing cartoons, maybe you should do oil paints. Or I'm just using this as an example, okay? Because I feel like you're tweaking and you're consistent and you're determined, but I feel like your focus is on maybe sacrificing a piece of your own dream of what it is and morphing that, and it's like this cycle that never really seems to be past a seedling here, okay? Because these people in this environment just keep shutting down when things start to maybe look promising. Then there is something you need to battle, and then there is just your environment isn't conducive to giving you the empowerment you need to keep going, keep feeding into this dream. Okay, I'm also feeling called to read this burial ground. Sorry guys, I don't normally read that much from cards, but I feel like you have this determination here that is going to take you really far. And I feel like what you're kind of needing to tweak is maybe you are starting to believe that there's something from yourself that is the reason why this isn't working, and you're having to empower yourself in having a belief, unwavering belief, in that you're doing exactly what you're needing to do, that it's other people and other environments. And trust me, I'm not one to ever blame other people. I always say, what can you do? What can you do for yourself? Because other people can't really make you do anything, right? But what I feel here is your environment is actually really bringing down your ability to manifest something here, okay? And the reason it keeps kind of burning and turning is because the foundation for what you need in order to get solid roots here keeps being kiboshed, or kiboshed by other people, other in your environment. And maybe there is some role here in you allowing this, or making excuses for these people, or not wanting to cause conflict in fully coming out and saying, okay, this is part of who I am, this is what makes me happy, and giving maybe some I don't know. I was going to say giving some pushback, but I don't feel like pushback's what's needed here. I feel like you're needing to be empowered in what it is that you do, and your environment doesn't seem to be helping this. Okay, that environment could be people, and also it was talking about seeking out other people that might have similar visions and goals as you to help encourage and grow. So maybe you feel alone. Maybe you feel like you need to do it alone, and you're and spirit is saying no, like you don't need to do it alone. Like lean on family and friends. I mean, as long as they're supportive here and not sabotaging your dreams. Okay, burial ground. The burial ground is a place of memory, a monument to those who have come before us, and a reminder of our own futures. Its connection with death is not one to be feared, but embraced. Death is a transition, not an ending. The sacred space of burial ground provides a meeting ground of place and spirit. Messages. Among the standing stones, we can dance with the dead, the other kin, the spirits of place, if we dare. But we must be cautious not to lose track of our path or release our ties to this earthly realm, for it is not yet our time to reside outside of it. You see those hills? They are not just the land. They are made up of bones of your ancestors. Honor them by walking your path, knowing and respecting your power. Make peace with the memory. Leave a stone behind to mark the memory's impact, and then you may travel with a lighter spirit moving forward. Yeah, like not giving up on your dreams, okay? And I feel like this is a talent that you have that has been passed down from your ancestors and through yeah, like this is a gift that you need to take off the ground and nurture whatever it takes to nurture this. Okay, and I feel like that's why there's such a burning desire and determination and focus in doing this. And I feel like there's been many attempts, and maybe for some of you guys you're feeling as though maybe, I was gonna say like giving up. I don't feel like any of you guys want to give up, but I feel like you're kind of stuck in this, what more can I do, or I've done everything. And I don't feel like there's anything within yourself that you are now needing to keep doing. I feel like maybe you need to look external from what's around you, who's around you, how are they supporting you, what can you do to really make sure that your environment is fostering you and enabling you to do this and continue this. Okay. Yeah, let's pull some tarot. Okay, Spirit has some messages for you. We have the Two of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles. Wow, this is something that I feel, again, with the seedling under the soil. Okay, the seed. I feel like this is something that is needing to be birthed into the world. And I feel like you, yeah, need to foster this. Whatever environment is going to help it to nurture the seedling to grow. And the King of Pentacles talks about, you know, this commitment, this solidness, this unwavering dedication. Okay, it also talks about being prosperous and successful. So I feel like you have all of this success to look forward to, and unwavering solidness about this creation or this talent or this ability. And you need to nurture this seedling. Okay, do whatever it takes to protect it, so that it can gain roots, so that it can't be easily toppled over until it presents itself as a full-fledged manifestation in this world. Okay, because he's hanging on to this. I feel like, yeah, this pentacle is like, needs to be birthed, and this is like manifesting something from the manifesting something that's been a dream, that's been, you know, and nothing really up until now. It hasn't been grown, it hasn't been planted, it hasn't been manifested. So you're kind of bringing this to life, and that's the most challenging, is like bringing, you know, something into a seedling and then nurturing it in order to create a full-fledged pentacle, and then hanging on to that. Because I feel like once you have that pentacle, you're unwavering and you're committed and solid and very stable in your conviction of what this is. And I feel it's going to also allow you for a lot of abundance financially, whatever financial you feel like for you is wealth. I feel like you'll be secure for your future here with this. Okay, so yeah, this is really exciting. This reminds me of another reading I did not too long ago about staying true to your conviction and your your talent here. Okay, so let's pull a card of advice here from Spirit with these gratitude cards. See if we could get some more for pile number 2. Thank you so much, Spirit, for that message. What do we have? Oh, acceptance with the number 29 or the number 11. And 11 is such a divine spiritual number, you guys. I feel like you are really being called down your divine path. Acceptance here, I feel... So I don't normally always read the words on the cards, more the feeling I'm getting with the cards, but I feel like this acceptance is, I feel like a lot of you guys already know that there is something here. That's why you're so dedicated and driven and maintaining commitment to it. But what I feel like maybe you've put some acceptance in the fact that I feel like you're resigning almost. You're resigning to the fact that your environment is what it is, and you're like accepting your environment and you're accepting situations and circumstances, rather than, I feel like, really being focused on, before being planting your seed, make sure that there is fertile soil and that the environment allows for there to be nourishment and nutrients before you get started in this plan. Okay, because I feel like you've had enough kind of disappointment here in trying and trying and trying. Yeah, and I feel like with the colors here and the colors here, I feel like there is this beautiful, magical thing that needs to be birthed into this world that you're able to bring in. Okay, that you're able to make and bring into this world. And I feel like maybe there's a lot of people who don't believe in you, or your environment doesn't support this, because I mean, this is a mermaid, and people that might not believe fully in mermaids, right? But it's like talking about just believing in yourself, believing in what you're able to create, bringing it in and manifesting it. And before you plant that seed, I feel like you should definitely take a look at who's around you, who believes you, who's supportive of you. Surround yourself with those types of people that are able to help nurture you and believe in you, so that you can be focused on bringing in your manifestation, no matter how magical. Okay, and I feel it's coming from you, this beautiful magic. You're able to manifest more of this magic into the world. Okay, despite people not believing in who you are or how you're going to do it. But I feel like you've been focused on manifesting this, but you've probably not have been in the right place to do this. So yeah, just try to find where and who and what it is that you need to be around before you start to bring in and plant your seeds and manifest for your future. Because I do feel like this is going to be something that allows you to be truly happy. Lay a solid foundation here for your dream. And it is a dream of all dreams, okay? With the 6, this is lovers. Okay, lovers card talks about choosing something in life that is like your biggest love and your biggest wish. Even the number 6 here. Okay, so stand in your power and find a way, because right now I think you are very determined in making this dream come true. So I don't know that you want to risk another disappointment here due to someone else's fault, or something turning your world upside down because it wasn't conducive to supporting you here and nurturing your seeds of your dreams. All right. So thank you so much, pile number 2. I hope this helped. Sounds very magical. Leave a comment. Love to know what you're working on. And good luck with your healing journey. I love you guys so much. Take care. See you soon. Bye. Hello, my spectacular pile number 3. If you pick this heartstone right here, then pile number 3, this is your reading. Now we will be taking a look at what needs healing, what you're working on healing, okay, what Spirit wants to communicate to you in regards to this healing, and see if we could see some more or some advice from Spirit in regards to this healing. Okay, so I pre-picked these oracle cards. I've not looked at them, and we'll take a look at what Spirit wants to say. Okay, so we have birch with all of these eyes. Interesting. We have number 13, transforming empathic absorptions. Whoa. Okay. Or the number 4. And we have joy with music, number 28. Or the number 10. Absorptions, okay. And then we have Selenio with the number 20, the inner temple, life lessons. I go within my shadow for deep spiritual growth. And then we have portal, infinite mind, awakening consciousness with the number 1. Okay. And we have the number 3 with between worlds. Let's put that right there. Okay, and then we have preparation with the number 37 or the number 10. And we have number 25, elephant spirit, learn from the past, number 7. And we have the 8th house with mystery, number 46. Or the number 10. Wow, mystery. Okay. And then we have this man holding a heart here. Interesting. So the warrior, affirmation. I ask for what I want because I deserve to get what I want. Quest. And we have 5-5 ratio with breakthrough, processing karmic debris. Okay, this is an interesting one. I feel like it's highly, highly spiritual, this pile here for you guys. And I feel like you guys have come out of a very long process. Okay, so let me take a while to get into this energy. I feel like there is a process that took quite some time, that you've learned quite a bit of lessons. And I feel like it's rocked you deep to your core. I feel like it's transformed you in what you now know to be true of yourself and what you now see as far as other people in your life. I feel like you're becoming awakened to you're becoming awakened to yourself, but I feel like you're really learning from what has happened in the last while in your life that's really kind of rocked you to your core and made you really review what you're doing about other people in your life, situations in your life, how people have impacted you, how you've been acting. And I feel like you're in the midst of this transition of maybe coming out of a state where you weren't as in control, or at least where things were kind of more happening to you, and learning these lessons, okay, with this karmic debris, but having a breakthrough. I feel like a lot of you guys have recently had a breakthrough in realizing and seeing situations for what they truly are, and allowing yourself to dig in deep to your spirituality in order to face what life has ahead. I feel like you're entering a period of time that is unknown. Yeah, and you're being, you're kind of stepping forward with all of the lessons that you learned in the past little while. And I also feel like you are kind of coming out of this more guarded than you have in the past. Okay, I feel like this one's guarding a skull. She kind of has her hands on it, like she's protecting it. She's kind of protecting her heart, and I feel like he's definitely ready to clobber anybody who grabs his heart or touches the heart here, okay? And I feel like there is coming out of a situation where maybe you've had to protect yourself because you weren't treated in the best way, and that was lining you up for you to now enter this period of time where I feel like you are, like all of these lessons and all of this pain and experiences. I think you see this as something that has geared you up in order for you to step forward into this new phase. And I feel it's really changed you and rocked you as a person and made you kind of react differently now to things. I feel like maybe you're not even reacting to a lot of things that maybe in the past would have made you react, and you're kind of stepping forward into what life has to offer now in this mindset of not really knowing where it's leading you, because you're kind of leaving behind a part that you had to walk away from, take your lessons and go. Okay, which I feel is definitely a breakthrough here, because I feel like maybe there was a painful cycle of sorts, but you've been awakened to break free from this. And here with the life lessons, preparation, learn from the past, like it's giving me heavy, like yeah, like it was all preparing you to move forward for future. Okay, and I feel like this intensity of what you were feeling has really rocked your world and changed you as an individual. So now you're not quite sure what all you're about here or how you're going to move forward. I feel like there is still this guardedness, okay, about you, because maybe you don't want to expose yourself again like you have in the past, but you want to step forward into this new quest or this new part of life that you're transitioning into, that feels like you want to be your full self, you want to be your true self, you want to feel alive, you want to enter that, yeah, like fully embracing. But I feel like there is a part of you that's hesitant in relearning, or not relearning, but re-entering a cycle that might cause pain, or where you might have to be exposed mentally and with your heart. I feel like, yeah, you've been impacted quite deeply, okay, by the situation. But I feel like there's this heavy, heavy spirituality that you've learned to embrace because of your experiences that are kind of backing you as you move forward. Okay, now I want to take a look at this birch card in the book just to see if we get more information regarding this. Okay, birch. So what do we have? We have the birch is associated with beginnings, flexibility, communication, and cleansing, finding its way into the Psalms and other tools used to purify and prepare the way as the seasons change. The birch tree is known to be a pioneer tree, as it is the first to take root after disaster strikes, or the land changes dramatically, emerging from landscapes battered by fire and mudslides. The unusual bark can look like eyes, making us feel that birches are watching messages. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity in front of you. Manifest birches. Eyes are upon you. Be mindful of what you do and say, because for better or worse, you are being observed. Shed what is unnecessary so that you may begin again. You're treading on new and fresh ground. Yeah, I was feeling like you certainly left an area. Okay, so this did give a little bit more insight. And now maybe you're being presented with an area or something, okay, because you are, like I said, stepping into this world between worlds. But maybe you have an opportunity in front of you that you're hesitant, you're not quite sure of, because you feel like maybe this is how the past experience presented itself and it left you in a state of needing to be guarded. Okay, because I really feel like it rocked you. And there is question around whether this is appearing the way it appears. Okay, could you actually sacrifice yourself or release yourself? Or do you hang on? Yeah, it's funny. She's hanging on to this skull kind of as an offering, and here she's kind of guarding it. So someone's like, do I offer this and step forward, or do I stay guarded and protected based on my experiences of the past that I had? And I feel like these tree or the eyes watching kind of thing, I feel like it's your knowing of what you experienced, and this understanding that you now have, that you are able to, what Spirit is saying very loudly now, is you are able to see things differently than you have in the past, for when there are situations that are calling for you to pull away or to be guarded, you are more than fully aware of. But I think what's happening is maybe you're extra guarded now because of this experience where you might be shutting this opportunity out of fear of being stuck in a situation where maybe you've been, where you, not even maybe, I feel like you've been impacted by a situation that left you feeling guarded and not allowing you to embrace, the joy. And I feel like music, joy, like this is like also vibration to the heart's core. And I feel like, let's say for whatever reason I don't know why this is coming to me, but you went to, let's say, a concert where it was just not enjoyable and you had a horrible time, and for whatever reason it just didn't work out, and then you cut yourself off from ever listening to music again. Well, what sort of joy would you be cutting out from your heart, right? It's kind of what I'm feeling, like where there's this opportunity that's in front of you that you might not even be seeing so much because you might be still focused on what happened in the past here. I feel like there's two messages. One, maybe there's still some of you guys still looking to that situation where it didn't go well and guarded. And then I see some of you guys stepping into a situation where now it's calling for you to open up again, maybe in a similar way. But you're really hesitant because of what had happened in the past. So now you're kind of very, very cautious. Yeah, but I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you're having this spiritual realization that there is a knowing here, that you see things differently and that you're prepared to be handling this situation because of your experiences. And there's this breakthrough that you're now having and stepping out of a state where maybe you didn't have the foresight or control into a state where it's more vivid, where you're able to control a situation despite maybe not knowing here with this mystery card what you're stepping into fully. Okay, because you have learned definitely from the past here. Now, I do want to read this card as well, and then we will pull some tarot to see what this is about. So 8 card mystery with the number 46. So we have, if your charts were a village map, the 8th house would be on the corner of the red light district next to the mortuary and Avings and Loan Bank. It is a private house where we deal with things we don't talk about in public. Sex, death, debts, loans, psychic phenomenon. Here we deal with other people's resources and how they are exchanged. Money, bodies, thoughts, and work, and how we inherit goods and attitudes. This house can feel uncomfortable, but it's a place where we can transform. Action. Assess the power dynamics between you and the other person around important resources like sex, money, inheritances. Notice if a relative or boss withholds money until you behave, or if you have a lover withholding sex until some other need is met. Just get clear in your own mind if anyone is pulling strings, and try to heal dysfunctional dynamics with clear and healthy boundaries. Seduce honestly. Not all strange sexual dynamics or unusual financial arrangements are a problem. If you understand your peculiarities and don't feel coerced or controlled by them, they are just part of who you are. Financial investors and advisors, consultants, ministers, lovers, intuitives, brain trusts, auctioneers, and investigators all work with 8th house affairs, and if they work with integrity, do so productively. Develop your 2nd house resources, your own money, sense of worth, and body confidence to strengthen your freedom and bargaining power and operate in this realm with grace. Engage the resources handed to you, but make your own judgment calls. The 8th house calls for one last freedom to acknowledge that death exists and be fully alive in response. Challenge. It could be tempting to manipulate by withholding love, power, or money, and hard to step away when someone else is jerking those chains. Gift. Face your worst fears and step through. Feel that liberation. The trap of manipulation falls away when you don't bite the hook. Wow. That was pretty intense. Yeah. So I feel like there is an opportunity here where maybe you are feeling maybe a little bit ashamed, maybe a little guarded. Maybe there's a situation you're unable to confide in Another about where you felt you were used or abused or in a shameful situation that left you feeling like you are unable to trust going forward. So let's ask Spirit here for some more, okay? Some maybe advice or what it is that Spirit wants you to know in regards to your situation here. Spirit, clear and concise for pile number 3, please. Thank you so much for that. So we have the Queen of Cups. Wow. What else do we have? These two. We have the 9 of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, guys. So I feel like some of you guys here are showing definitely up as this Queen of Cups. Okay, this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, but this Queen of Cups is absolutely beautiful. She is loving and caring and very deep, deep emotions. She is very emotional and can show love and can also receive love. And I feel like potentially you were in an emotional state where you were giving love and open. Okay, also very creative, intuitive, and gentle, and highly, highly creative. And I feel like what's happened is an experience left you feeling anxiety and like this mental, almost like a mental depression here, because you feel almost like you shouldn't have been as emotionally invested or shouldn't have been as open maybe as you were when it came to giving of love and emotions. So it's left you feeling very anxious. It's left you feeling very sad about a situation that has brought you anguish. And yeah, I feel like you've been in that state for some time. And what Spirit is saying is that it's time for you to have an emotional new beginning. Okay, this talks about new beginnings with the Ace of Cups. And I feel like it is going to begin with yourself. Okay, because the Ace of Cups talks about self-love and filling oneself up with love and emotions enough for your cup to overflow. I feel like there is some work here with this butterfly and transforming yourself to fully fill your cup up again. So I feel like you've handed your cup out. Here's a cup here with the butterfly too. Like maybe you were, giving your cup away and you got treated in a way that was hurtful, shameful. And now you feel like you couldn't really talk to anyone about this pain that you were feeling or how the state it left you feeling, and maybe you're stuck there, and maybe some of you guys still feel stuck there somehow. Okay, but what Spirit's wanting for you is this emotional new beginning to fill yourself up and trust that the lessons that you learned here with this processing karmic debris has taught you enough, and that you are wise enough because you can see the truth here, okay, of your situation. You're prepared enough to step forward here. You've learned from the past, because I feel like this has really changed who you are and rocked you to the core. Okay, but again, are we going to never listen to music again? Probably not the best idea, right? And to face this journey that is before you, that is taking you from a state of maybe where you're feeling drab and at the mercy of your environment, to now being in a colorful world that's full of joy and love, and you're able to enjoy the freedoms and not be guarded and in that world. Okay, let's take a look at some gratitude cards here for more information from Spirit as far as advice for beautiful pile number 3 and navigating this situation and their healing journey right now. Thank you, Spirit. Clear and concise for pile number 3. I'm feeling this one here. Security with the number 15. Okay, so I feel like yeah, I feel the same energy I'm getting from these cards here with this security. I feel like there's a situation that was not very straightforward, that was deceiving in some way. But I feel like in this picture, this girl holds this fox. And I feel like you're able to catch any sort of deception and move forward rather than looking back. Because I feel like all of the experiences, like we said, that has happened to you is now allowing you to be more in control of any areas that maybe deception might try to sneak in, and you have control over this situation more so than you might possibly think. Okay, like you're in a more secure position now within yourself because you can see better, you can control your actions better, you're now able to really identify this, and there's no need to be not moving forward or protected or guarded or hidden. There's a need to kind of move forward because you do have the security now in knowing that things aren't going to happen in the same way, that you are protected, that you are guided. And I feel like even all this autumn here, I feel like all that needed to be shed in regards to situation is still kind of falling away from you. So maybe you're still feeling residual pain and you're still allowing this to kind of fall away before you step forward, before you feel fully secure. And maybe that's, you know, what you need is to have that fall away before stepping forward. But Spirit is just letting you know that the deception is no longer around. You're able to see and control a situation, and maybe there is no real full need to wait for all the leaves to fall and everything to rot and fall away to enjoy the beauty of this park, of this adventure with all these beautiful trees. Enjoy the music again. Walk through this autumn before winter, because before you know it, it's winter and maybe you've missed all of this scenery and stepping forward because you were too busy trying to find security or be protected or be guarded with the deception that might have happened. Okay, so I hope this helps in some sort of way. I mean, I can't tell you to step forward if you're not comfortable in stepping forward, but I do feel like in order for you to have this emotional new beginning, there's a need here for you to step forward with everything you've learned and arms open in this quest, okay, rather than being guarded. Because I feel like this is where breakthroughs happen. This is where you get to enjoy the scenery, the music, the beauty, the love, and starting this new emotional beginning, okay? Because also I'm getting from Spirit is now's the time, because if winter comes and you allow this opportunity to go another cycle, I don't know that that is very, I don't know that that's going to do you any good. Okay, so this is kind of like a message from Spirit that now's the time, and that now you're going to have this breakthrough. You're going to release some of this karmic debris by stepping forward, okay, by releasing and walking forward. Okay, so this is what I have here for pile number 3. You guys are beautiful. I love you so much. Hopefully this helped. You're not alone. If you need someone to chat with, my email is down in the description box below. And yeah, I hope you guys know how beautiful and how strong you are. All right, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you soon. Bye.